Lawrence's possible secret identity spells more trouble for the Abbotts on Y and R. The world of the young and the restless has always thrived on secrets, betrayals, and shocking family revelations. Just when the residents of Genoa City believe they've uncovered every hidden truth, another mystery emerges that threatens to shake one of the show's most powerful families to its core. Rumors surrounding Lawrence's possible secret identity have begun circulating, and if they prove true, the Abbott family may be heading toward one of its biggest crises in years. From the moment Laurence arrived in Genoa City, something about him felt unusual. He appeared calm, intelligent, and surprisingly familiar with the city's most influential families. While he claimed to be nothing more than a businessman seeking new opportunities, viewers couldn't ignore the subtle hints that suggested there was far more beneath the surface. Laurence seemed to know details about the Abbott family that no outsider should possess. During several conversations with Jack Abbott, his carefully chosen words hinted at knowledge of events that occurred decades earlier. At first, Jack dismissed these moments as coincidence, but the audience noticed every suspicious glance and every carefully avoided question. As the weeks passed, Laurence quietly built relationships with several key figures in Genoa City. He earned Ashley Abbott's respect through his thoughtful business advice, while gaining Tracy Abbott's trust with his charm and kindness. Even Billy Abbott found himself reluctantly impressed by Lawrence's confidence and strategic thinking. Yet every new friendship only deepened the mystery. Privately, Laurence often stared at an old photograph hidden inside a weathered leather wallet. The picture appeared faded with age, but one face remained unmistakable, a young John Abbott. Why would a complete stranger carry such a personal photograph? The answer could change everything. One theory suggests that Laurence may actually have a forgotten connection to the Abbott family. Perhaps he is the son of one of John's longtime friends, carrying unresolved family business that has remained buried for decades. Another possibility is even more dramatic. Laurence could be connected by blood, making him a previously unknown Abbott relative. If that revelation became reality, every member of the family would react differently. Jack would likely struggle the most. As the Abbott patriarch, he has spent years protecting his father's legacy. Learning that John may have hidden another child or kept an enormous secret would force Jack to question everything he believed about the man he admired. Ashley, always practical yet fiercely protective, would demand proof before accepting any extraordinary claims. She would investigate Lawrence's story herself, determined to expose deception if any existed. However, if the evidence proved genuine, Ashley would also wrestle with feelings of betrayal toward her late father. Billy's reaction could be even more explosive. Already known for acting before thinking, Billy might immediately suspect Laurence of targeting the Abbott fortune. His distrust could lead to heated confrontations, pushing the family further apart exactly when unity is needed most. Billy's impulsive decisions have often complicated family matters, and this situation would be no exception. Meanwhile, Tracy would approach the mystery with compassion rather than suspicion. She understands that every hidden story contains pain, and she would be the first to consider that Laurence himself may be carrying emotional scars from years of unanswered questions. But what if Lawrence's secret identity isn't connected by blood at all? Another intriguing possibility is that he's working under an assumed name for reasons that have nothing to do with inheritance. Perhaps years ago, Laurence witnessed a crime involving powerful business leaders and has returned to expose corruption that stretches back generations. In that scenario, the Abbotts could find themselves caught in a dangerous conspiracy they never saw coming. Corporate warfare has always been central to the young and the restless, and Lawrence's mysterious background could easily become the spark for another battle over power and reputation. Victor Newman would almost certainly begin investigating Laurence immediately, unwilling to allow an unknown player to disrupt the balance of Genoa City's business world. Victor's instincts are rarely wrong. If Victor uncovers evidence before Jack does, he could use the information strategically, placing the Abbott family in an even more vulnerable position. Rather than offering help, Victor might exploit the uncertainty to strengthen Newman Enterprises while the Abbotts struggle with internal conflict. Of course, every good soap opera mystery includes unexpected twists. What if Laurence himself doesn't know his true identity? Perhaps he was raised believing one story about his family, only to discover recently that his past had been fabricated. His arrival in Genoa City might not be part of a calculated scheme, but rather a desperate search for the truth. Such a revelation would transform him from potential villain into tragic hero, creating emotional storytelling that has long defined the series. The emotional impact would extend far beyond business rivalries. Family dinners would become tense. Long-standing relationships would be tested. Old wounds would reopen as forgotten memories resurfaced. Every conversation would carry hidden meaning as the Abbotts questioned who could truly be trusted. Viewers love mysteries that unfold gradually, allowing clues to build suspense over weeks or months. Laurence's careful behavior fits that storytelling style perfectly. Each subtle hint invites audiences to speculate while keeping the ultimate answer just out of reach. Whether Laurence proves to be a secret Abbott, an undercover investigator, or someone pursuing long overdue justice, his presence is already changing the dynamics of Genoa City. The uncertainty surrounding his identity creates exactly the kind of suspense that keeps fans eagerly awaiting the next episode. In the end, one thing seems increasingly certain. Laurence didn't arrive in Genoa City by accident. Every smile, every conversation, and every carefully timed appearance suggests a larger purpose waiting to be revealed. When the truth finally comes to light, the Abbott family may discover that their greatest challenge isn't protecting the company, it is protecting each other. Until that moment arrives, viewers can only speculate about Laurence's real identity and the secrets he may still be hiding. But if history has taught fans anything, it's that in Genoa City, the past never stays buried forever, and every hidden identity eventually finds its way into the light. Laurence's possible secret identity spells more trouble for the Abbotts on Y&R. Part 2. The mystery surrounding Laurence only deepened after an unexpected encounter at the Abbott mansion. It began as an ordinary family gathering. Jack had invited Ashley, Billy, Tracy, and a few close friends for a quiet evening meant to celebrate a successful business deal. Laughter filled the living room as stories from the past brought smiles to everyone's faces. For the first time in weeks, the Abbott family seemed at peace. That calm lasted only until Laurence arrived. Invited by Jack as a gesture of goodwill, Laurence stepped inside the historic home with a composed smile. But the moment he crossed the threshold, something changed. His eyes slowly traveled across the hallway before stopping on an antique grandfather clock that had belonged to John Abbott. For several long seconds, Laurence simply stared. "You still have it," he whispered almost to himself. Jack frowned. "What did you say?" Laurence quickly forced a smile and claimed he had admired the craftsmanship. Yet the explanation felt rehearsed, and Ashley noticed the hesitation immediately. Later that evening, Tracy caught Laurence standing alone in John's old study. He wasn't searching through drawers or examining valuable artwork. Instead, he stood before an old family portrait, his expression filled with emotion. "You knew him, didn't you?" Tracy asked softly. Laurence hesitated. "I wish I could answer that." Before Tracy could press further, Billy entered the room and instantly sensed the tension. "What are you hiding?" Billy demanded. Laurence calmly replied that everyone has chapters of their past they aren't ready to discuss. That answer only fueled Billy's suspicions.